going on?
Trying to find the rest of it. See how you get my camera together today?
Yeah, I can't really hear you too good.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you too good.
That's better.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's almost there. Say something else.
Is that better?
Mic check. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. A whole
Okay.
lot better. We still waiting on
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Oh, I forgot. What's his name on here? There we go.
yeah.
I invited them, so hopefully they'll. Hi to those who just joined.
Yo, it was good. It was good. I see CJ's here. Herb Gotti was good. Was good. Oh man, waiting on the rest of everybody to show up so we can get started. Oh, there go Craig right now.
Yeah. It should come up now. It didn't let me put a title on this, so I guess I got to put it on there after the fact, but that's fine.
Should be fine. Not much, dog. Not much. Got some topics we about to talk about today. I see y'all doing y'all thing over there too. Y'all need to go check out the Mac Show. Streaming on all platforms.
All right, it should be coming up now, shortly.
Shortly.
Yeah, I just clicked it. Does it show up on your side? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I see him now. Craig,
Yo,
what it do?
Just play this until we get there.
Yeah, and all we missing is one now. For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I hear the music in the background. Is that you?
No.
Boy, Craig over there fighting whatever he got going on.
How are things down in Checkdown?
No,
all right.
it's down. It's down. Take you down. Take you down to the ground if you ain't hydrated.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying in the house.
Yeah, the heat index was crazy today. Something around like 100 degrees or better. Something between like 100 and 105 today. Okay, then. Bucket. I was about to wear my bucket, but I was like, nah, let me relax.
It's very summery.
In the summer vibe, right?
Yeah, man. I see you was out the country, big dog. Good to see you back.
And look at that. I went to again, South America. That was pretty dope. Over
Yes,
to
I've seen it. I've seen it. It was,
Can you hear me clearly through this or no?
yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay, great. Because I was like, I don't want to be screaming at my phone.
I mean, that's your prerogative.
I don't want to say something that wouldn't have sounded right. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
remember
move
that.
on.
Remember that. You So are we waiting on this Raquel now?
Yeah, she said she have to jump on. If she's just getting up, she have to jump on. But I mean,
Oh, it's all good regardless.
give her like another 2 minutes. I would like to know how can I give this a title.
What you doing when you first?
It didn't let me. It just made me make it. She's logging in now. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I didn't expect that huge transition.
Yeah, you over there with the tunes. We hear you.
I can't just be in silence.
Oh, now I understand.
But I forgot it might come up on this though.
Can't ask her too much, dog. Mm. So now we wait.
I did not mean to do that. Hold up.
Hold on, y'all. Let me grab a charger for the song.
Oh joy. There we go.
She would come and Craig would be gone.
All right. Let's try that. If you click the camera at the bottom and ask to join, it should let you. Or it'll send us something and we'll accept it.
Y'all heard that new Chris Brown?
I tried.
That
And
tried.
huh?
What you mean you tried?
I
Here
tried and
we go.
I
Here
couldn't do
we
it. And
go.
I like Chris Brown's music. I couldn't get into it.
And that
I
Chris Brown,
could not get into it.
Chris Breezy.
Yeah, don't do that, man, like that, Daisha. We not here for none of that. We ain't
I
trying to hear
like
none of
his
that.
music. He's actually not trash, but I didn't like the album and it was too many songs. I don't This is not the 1970s. Like I feel like 10 songs tops is enough.
Is it
6.
really? No.
It is. It
Uh,
That's not
really
an
is. I
album.
don't need a catalog.
I'm gonna argue
It's
with
not
you.
an album. It's not an
I do
album.
not need a catalog. Do it from your phone because it doesn't let you join from a computer apparently.
I thought it does, but
It I couldn't do it from my computer. That's why I have to do it from my phone.
hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You have to do it from your cell phone. That's why.
Trying to help her to get on. I'm not too sure what to tell her. Oh, there she
Go
is.
to Yeah. All right.
So I can't use my
Hello.
computer.
No, I can't use my computer either. I have to use like my cell phone. That's why I got it
Oh, wait,
like
let me
that.
turn this off.
You have to do it from your cell
What?
phone. That's why.
Okay. Wish I knew that before we started.
Oh,
It's okay.
Guys,
All
I'm here.
right.
What's going on?
All right, so we'll get started. Hey, I'm Daisha D.
And I'm Jay Stan.
Welcome back to In Retrospect podcast. We look beyond the surface to find understanding.
Bring you laughs, knowledge, and culture.
So sit back, relax, and join the convo. I hear some feedback. I don't know from who. I don't know if that's just me. So today we have two very special guests that we've had before, Craig and Raquel. Welcome back. Justin, you had something to add? I'm going to take you out.
No, it's not you. We are getting a little bit of feedback. Somebody must have their phone pressed down on the counter, possibly, or just not to lift that up.
That could be me.
that's
That's probably
Raquel.
what it is.
Because I was like, something's going crazy with that.
I don't know how to prop it and not do it. Listen, it's old. I mean, I'm old. I'm like almost at 40 minutes now.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's better.
Hey, let me try to figure it. Give me a second. Okay, is that better?
Oh yeah, most
Yeah.
deaf.
Yes.
Okay.
Most deaf. Most deaf. We appreciate you.
So for those of you who have not caught up on our lives, it's a little different from the show because we're just going to cover things happening on social media. Whereas on the show, it's more so a focused topic. So we just kind of pulled up things that have gone viral throughout this week. So the first thing I saw was this post about emotional homosexuality. And this is what the guy had to say.
To a woman, and other men will call you a simp. But hold down your homeboys, other men will call you a real one. And this is proof you can be gay without having sex with men. It's called emotional homosexuality. And a lot of men unknowingly suffer from it. They are more loving to other men than they are to their women.
I'm still getting a little bit of feedback here, but
I hear it too. Are one of y'all logged in on two different things?
No.
I mean,
yeah,
the only
someone is. Someone definitely is.
What happened?
Raquel,
I thought I had them to hang it up and do it over, to be honest with you, and see if that helps.
Even if I already logged out of the other thing?
No. Like, keep it on your phone. You have it on your phone?
Now, I just logged out
Yeah.
on my computer.
Oh well.
oh, Raquel, it was you.
Listen, I'm here.
Does not sound clear.
You said it's now?
No.
Okay. Do whatever you need to do.
So log out real quick or click off of it real quick.
All right, check.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Man, stop that. Y'all mean,
It's
dog.
No, I
right.
just want to make sure it's not me.
No, I want her to log back
Wow,
in because I wanted to see if it'll help it. But I think
I was about to say, I did not hear a lick of what you said for that question.
Yeah,
that's
I
all.
did.
Yeah,
I was like,
it was a lot of feedback. Okay,
it was
let's
all
try it
good
again.
though. But you definitely did a great job working through that. That was amazing. You know what I'm saying? A round of applause for you.
Okay. Is that better?
I think. Is it?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
It's a little bit.
Was there an issue while I was gone?
Huh?
Was there an issue while I was gone?
No.
Oh, so it is me.
Can y'all hear me clearly now?
A lot better than you were before.
Okay. Justin, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin hears you.
All right. So bring it back. So the post said, cater to a woman and other men will call you a simp, but hold down your homeboys, other men will call you a real one. And this is proof you can be gay without having sex with men. It's called emotional homosexuality. And a lot of men unknowingly suffer from it. They are more loving to other men than they are to women. So Justin and Craig, do you find this to be true?
How you just gonna start with Justin and Craig?
I
Why don't
mean,
you
y'all
open it up to
admitted.
everybody?
God dang. Drop a
Right.
bomb. I'm making sure I'm familiar with the term monology. And so what we're
That's right,
saying is
Craig.
that can I read this just to make sure it's right?
Yeah,
It says,
man, definitely
term
do it.
describes sexual orientation included straight, heterosexual, emotionally or sexually attracted to people of the opposite sex or gender. Emotionally or sexually attracted to people of the same sex or gender. This term is often used for a man who's emotionally or sexually attracted to men. So is this saying that? Give me your definition of it, because I don't.
To me, so they said the echoing is bad. Can y'all mute yourself if you're not talking? Let's see if that helps.
It's my echo. Come
All
on
right.
now.
All right. So emotional homosexuality means that, for instance, I could have a deeper emotional connection with a girlfriend of mine versus with my boyfriend. That's what that would mean. So in this case, he's trying to say that men don't know how to be emotionally available to their girlfriends, but they can do it for their homeboys. They can be intimate with their homeboys emotionally, not physically. That's what he's trying to say. So they can show up for their homeboy like, I got you, man, I got you. But when it comes to their girlfriend saying, hey, can you pick me up from the airport? They're like, dang, I forgot, my bad.
Oh,
It would be
okay.
as simple as
I
that
see
as
what you're
well.
talking about. You talking them fellas that be all right, big bro. Big bro, this. What's good, big bro? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But go
Okay.
ahead, Craig. Go ahead. You better drop that definition one more time, big dog.
No, I mean I got that. That definition helped me out because I really didn't understand what Google pulled up. I mean, you always hear the term bros before hoes, right? I mean,
Right.
is that the same thing? I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like that's the same thing, right? Bros before hoes. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you haven't had an example of of what it looks like for a man to love a woman in your life, then naturally you may have that bros before hoes mentality or mindset. But I mean, like if you've had an example of how a man can be emotionally vulnerable to a woman, then that gives you something to go off of versus like if you've never done that, then you just out here trying to figure that out on your own. And yeah, your mindset may be rose over hoes, you know? So I don't know, for me, like that example, like seeing it and being able to emulate what you see is important, because if you never see that, hell, you need to go to therapy. You got a lot of trauma in your life you need to get figured out.
But if you, okay, so in your example, you said they didn't see a man being emotionally vulnerable with a woman, right? So the
Yeah.
assumption is that the man is not in the house. So if
No,
he,
I ain't gonna say that. The man can be in the house, but you may not ever see that emotional vulnerability between that manly figure and the female.
so can I ask you this? If their dad is not able to be emotionally vulnerable with their mom, is the assumption that they can be emotionally vulnerable with their child? Because if you can't do it with your partner, I wouldn't imagine you could do it with your child. And if that is true, then why is it that they're able to do it with their homeboy? Because they weren't able to learn it with a girlfriend, but why can they all of a sudden learn it for a homeboy?
I
Well,
can agree
hold
with
up.
you on the fact. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah. We ain't gonna do that. You're not gonna do that to Craig. That's what we're not gonna do. Okay.
It was a
So
general to the
no. Anyway, nah. So basically, everybody handles relationships different, whether it be romantic or friendship wise. When we talk about homeboys, this, that, and the third, there are a lot of people that'll say that, oh, I've known so and so so long. For example, my father has a good friend, right? My father got married, and in a week from his marriage, he went out, he played spades all night long. And then the next thing you know, he came home at 6 in the morning. He told his homeboy, hey, you coming in this house with me, and you going to tell my wife where I was at. I ain't going nowhere I wasn't supposed to be at. I was with you, and it's your fault, right? So long story short, what came from it was this. When we say the whole mentality that a lot of men will put their homeboys before their wife, their girlfriend, or their spouse or whatnot. You have to be able to be aware, like emotionally aware is what I'll say. Like if you know that your spouse, hold up now, follow me, roll with me, don't do that, don't make no
I
faces.
go
You
ahead.
have to be emotionally and aware of the state of your relationship that you have with said person. Like if that person needs attention, which more than likely they will need, you can't be giving all your attention to your homeboys. So a lot of people sometimes fall short of being able to notice that right away because they get caught up on everything that's going around. That's why we have to communicate. Communication. That's why communication is good.
But y'all are missing what I'm asking. I don't
No,
understand how you're not able to be emotionally intelligent with your significant other, and you're not able to communicate with your significant other, but all of a sudden take the title away of girlfriend or boyfriend, and now all of a sudden you're a great communicator, and now you're emotionally aware. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, so it could also be the. So I completely understand what you're saying. I don't. It's not that I don't get it. I completely get what you're saying. Right? Like I can be emotionally available more so like with my homegirl or with my homeboy than I can be that of my partner. Right? And so I think like it's no expectations with like your homeboy or your homegirl. It's just like I'm just
Go with the flow.
yeah. It
There you
ain't no
go.
expectations. But as soon as you put that term analogy on it. Right, that relationship aspect of it, it's like you automatically are supposed to be vulnerable. You're supposed to show that, and then when you don't show that, it's gonna be like, oh hell, it's a problem, right? But like with my homeboy, with my homegirl, if I show it, I do, and if I don't, I don't. But it is what it is. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I just
so
feel like there's a certain level of expectation once that title, and like with anything, how people say, "Oh, the shit was great" before you put a title on it. Like I think with that title comes like I don't know. Like
responsibilities,
can you get what I'm saying?
expectations.
Raquel, you gave me a face. Can you where you at with it?
I'm still not like fully grasping like where you guys like where the disconnect. I mean, I get you saying that like
Oh, I'm about to
expectations or whatever, but where's still like where's that disconnect because your homeboy don't have expectations of you as like within that relationship or whatever. Like there's expectations in all types of relationships. So why that one and not this one?
And your
I think
homeboy
it's
ain't
a
got no
mind.
expectations for you to be vulnerable.
I feel as though it's just a whole mindset thing. It really just goes back to the whole mindset thing. Because, for instance, like you being more, what's the word, comfortable spending more time with your homeboys versus your so-called spouse or whatnot. I feel like a lot of people, well, I just say men in particular, most men when they're raised to like not show emotion, this, that, and the third, be tough all the time. And then what you see a lot of the time when you're growing up, especially in sports, you hear like a lot of like bonding when you're on these teams or whatnot. And then from there it goes off the field into, your everyday life, everyday norms. And then all of a sudden when you got to join and you bring in, you know, somebody that you're interested in, it just adds on to you having to be able to express that in that manner as well. But society has just made it so a lot of men have a hard time even expressing themselves. And I know what you're saying that they should be able to do that. Most men should be able to do that, but sometimes it's just not it because it's
I,
societal norms and it's a mindset thing.
I'm sorry, but I feel like that's a cop out.
I wouldn't say it's a cop
I feel
out.
like I feel like it's a cop out because yes, of course, y'all are socialized to be hardened emotionally, but somehow y'all are able to emote when you feel anger and you feel
Emote.
frustration. But when it comes to sadness or feeling embarrassed, perhaps y'all don't know how to express that to your partner. But all of a sudden, you're able to express it to your homeboy in whatever
All right.
colorful language that you choose. So that's why I feel like that is a cop out. I get what you're saying, and I think it does play a role. But at what point do you realize, okay, if I'm able to be a good friend, when can I be a good partner? I would think if
See,
you're a good friend, you would make a good partner, but that's not always the case, clearly.
well,
Cause
hold up now.
that title
Go
come
ahead,
in.
Chris.
I didn't hear either of y'all.
No, I was just saying like because of that title and like when Justin was talking, like what came to me is like communication, right? Like I think the basis of it is communicating in general, like especially when it comes to your partner, your significant other. Like in a relationship, you're expected to be able to communicate that. But like you mentioned, I could go to my homeboy and be like, man, you tripping, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I could just express that and just get that off my chest. But then if I go to my partner and say that, in her mind, it'll be like, what the fuck you mean I'm tripping? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that could bring on a
Yeah.
whole nother argument, right? So instead of dealing with like that argument and all that, I'm gonna just go let it out with my homeboy just so I can unleash a little bit, release a little stress. And then when I do get home, that's one less thing I got to deal with.
I will
But
say this
from a
too, though. But I will say this too, real quick, is that a lot of people have a hard time, you know, like you said, giving that, being emotionally aware and making sure that they're giving that person that attention that they need and being able to communicate them in that way that they should, because it feels as if though there's a lot of possible restrictions, rules in their mind when it comes to said person, things I can say, things I can't say or can say or whatnot. Like, oh, if I say this, they might go straight up and possibly leave me, go crazy on me, this, that, and the third, versus you talking to your so-called homeboy, and you can just say whatever flows, and at the end of the day, you know everything's going to be good. I guess that also, too, plays a role in it, that people deep down feel as if though it may possibly feel as if though a sense of abandonment. Like, I know it you know, it varies in each relationship, of course, but I don't know. I feel like that may possibly play a role in why I'm not gonna say all men, because we're not gonna do that all men, because there are men out there that are aware, extremely aware of what is going on.
There's
So
some.
we're not gonna do that.
There's some.
Raquel.
They should say there's
See,
some.
see,
from a
that's all I,
relationship
hey,
standpoint, though,
Craig, that's
like
all I need, dog. That's all I need, because you ain't gonna get the whole thing with Daisha. That's all I need.
you just want some,
I
you
just
take the
want
bare
some,
minimum.
dog. That's all I need. Give me the peace.
From a relationship standpoint, though, like how does that lack of vulnerability play into not having or having a healthy relationship? Like y'all giving all this excuse as to why that may be the case, but that doesn't produce a healthy relationship. Like that doesn't do me any good as your partner if you can't feel vulnerable or comfortable with me in that relationship. I mean, in that aspect.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I
I feel like,
absolutely agree with that.
well, yeah, and I think it goes back to a foundation. Like that's something you got to set up at the beginning. But if you see that's not 9 times out of 10, if you ain't getting there from the jump, you ain't gonna get it damn a year down the road either. Here, so you know that's as sad as it say, shit. That's almost something that's a give or take. You know, like I think like what's presented, just because, and of course, like with time, you should be able to let your guard down too as well. But
Right. Right. But Craig, this is what we gonna do, dog. So Daisha and Raquel, what would you say to the person that says, you know what it was when you signed up to be with me?
absolutely, that
You knew what it was when you decided to be with me. You knew what
Knew
came
what
with
what
me.
was.
you knew how I
I,
was
I
when
wasn't
when
gonna
we when
change.
we
I was just
started.
gonna be with
Well,
the boys, come see
You
you
knew
every
how I
now and
was.
again.
for starters, I don't. If a man does not know how to communicate how he feels, we don't become anything more than friends. For starters. And once we're actually together, if he's not able to communicate, I will literally say, hey, I need you to use your words. Because at this big age, I expect you to be able to tell me, hey, I felt this because of X, Y, and Z. I no longer want to hear the whole like, well, my mommy ain't had talked to me and my daddy didn't like, I
I mean,
get it.
but if it's
Hold
but
on.
if
Craig,
it's
just
true, what
Hold
you
on.
Craig,
what you
Craig,
gonna
no,
do?
Craig, let her finish, dog.
What
Because
Let her
I'm
finish,
in
please.
therapy
She
for
need to get
my
it off.
stuff.
She need to get it
So
off. She need to get it off.
you are not responsible for the trauma that you endure, but you are responsible for your healing. I am in therapy. If you cannot work on yourself, then that's on you. I can't spoon feed you and I can't hold your hand on how to communicate. It's either you try to do it or we just will not work out.
And what if the man is trying, but you still not getting what you need?
I wouldn't do if he's trying, then I'm gonna stick it out. But if it's just a brick wall constantly, I'm good.
How long you sticking it out? Because
It
everybody wants to
depends. It
know.
depends. I feel like doesn't it take 60 days to really get a habit? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, that would be correct. 60 to 90. You right.
Somewhere like that, like somewhere around that. I feel
See
like
where we're going with this.
I don't know deep down if that person is being consistent. If they're not being consistent, then it's probably not. It's probably gonna go nowhere fast. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with her on that one. Like, we not going to sit here and placate the fact that you have issues that you're not working on. If you taking the actual step, you actually doing the work, putting in the work, then yeah, you can figure out where this is going, figure out if this is going to work. But if you just, this is how I am, then now I'm good on that. We good.
Yeah, until you get some of that toxic.
I'm not dealing with. I don't do toxicity.
Until you get some of that toxic. Dang.
How would y'all deal with that?
Hey, the fact about it is that matters. Because a lot of girls kick in relationships when the dick good. Period. I'm sorry.
Stigmatizing is the thing. Stigmatizing is the thing.
I mean, come on, man. This is true.
Special law that should sit some people in their place, and I'm gonna just keep it there.
No, yeah, you're gonna keep it there, huh?
Correct.
True.
So
We look at you look at these celebrity relationships and all that, man. That's where people go. You know what I'm saying? People are modeled by that.
Well, I don't think it's just sex, though. I think once you have invested time and energy, you kind of want to see it through, or you want to see them change. But sometimes some people do change and some do not. I don't think you'll know until you sit back and watch, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
well,
sometimes it takes a breakup for that person to grow as well. Like sometimes you need to leave them alone for them to get it together, and then maybe, they'll come back renewed. Who knows?
Well, I always say don't fall in love with potential. Fall in love with what you see.
Yeah, Craig, let's talk about it. Potential. So when does potential run out, Craig?
I'm saying, man.
You know
that
what I'm saying?
potential
Like,
have a lot of people hooked.
People talk about time invested. You seen? Has anybody seen the movie Acrimony? No, maybe. Yes. No.
First of all, we already know who was wrong in that situation. The guy.
Excuse me. Do we?
Yes.
How was he wrong? He definitely cut her. Whoa. Time
That's a Tyler Perry movie?
Yes.
Okay.
He cut her a whole check even after he got the cash. But he wrong? She divorced him.
She stuck by him when he had zip. The minute that he gets put on, he goes, not only does he go with somebody else, he goes with the woman he cheated with. Yeah,
well, hold up now.
Sir.
I mean, at least he was consistent here.
No.
Hold up now. He was doing it for the units. The units to get what he needed.
He cheated on her for the unit?
I mean, she worked at the bank, right? No, or she just a random chick? I can't remember.
If you don't cheat on me for me. Don't do that. I don't need that type of compassion.
But nah, for real though. But I'm just saying though, at the end of the day though, like he didn't he didn't like cut her out of everything. Like he gave her money and everything. But I think in that movie, so essentially he ended up doing everything that he said he would do with her with the other chick. But he still gave her money. So she could have still done it by herself.
Did y'all have anything else to add to that?
I'm right there just with you.
All right, moving on. So, a content creator by the name of Jasmine WatchJazzy Brown, she did an interview with Shan, Boody, I think her YouTube is, and she was talking about submissiveness. And some of the things that she said was that her love is healing. I baby my man. His rest is my joy. If he wakes up in the middle of the night, I'm going to caress his back until he falls asleep. And I know he's asleep because I can hear his breathing pattern. I'm going to make his lunch. I'm going to wash his clothes. I want life to be easy for him. And it brings me joy.
Don't make him like that. Well, I tell you, bro.
I don't know if she's talking about her boyfriend or a 2-year-old, but what are y'all thoughts on that?
She know how to keep a man, I tell you that. It's gonna be hard for you to leave.
Hey, well, the question is like, is the dude the breadwinner? Because I almost question like, you win it for the bag or what?
I think it's Cam Newton, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's her boyfriend.
No, you name dropping, great.
I don't know these people. They don't know me.
she trying to get the bag.
But what is
She's in it
mean,
for the bag.
I mean, she's done that with a married man.
And I don't feel like she's seen it from like from this is a one-time thing. From my understanding and from like hearing her say it, it seems like this is consistent in all her relationships.
Yeah.
I'm all for being his piece.
Not that much.
That's about the extent of that whole thing for me. I will be his piece. You can come home and rest your head, but I don't know if I'm about to be rubbing your back every night till you fall asleep.
Right.
They don't make them like them. That's them old school women. They don't make women like that no more.
The women who are stuck, you mean?
No,
Financially
I'm
stuck,
talking
they
about
couldn't get away?
your grandma and your great grandma.
I don't want to be like that. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. I feel like that's something you do very early on in the relationship, and then he annoys you for the first time, and he's just like, "I'm good on it. You can find lunch on your own." He wakes up in the middle of the night, he's snoring. You knock him out of his rhythm. You don't rub his back until he falls back. So like,
Whoa. What kind of knocking you talking about? So you better
It's too
drop the
much.
hammer.
Just a
Give
little
him an elbow.
shove
What
to
you got
like
going
wake
on?
him up, readjust his snoring. It's
Damn.
not actual knock. It's just like a slight shove.
Tell
That's
him
it.
to knock him out of his snoring pattern. Lord.
I don't. I hate the word "pick me," but it was very pick me ish.
Mm.
I didn't
To
feel
me,
that
it
way.
was. Huh?
I didn't feel that way.
You would expect a woman to rub your back until you fall asleep, do your laundry, fold your clothes, make your lunch, dinner, and
Do
breakfast.
laundry, yeah. Fold clothes, yes.
First
Make
off,
lunch, yes.
So everything but rub your back. You can
hey,
fall asleep
all
on your
I'm
own, but
saying
you need her to
is,
do everything else.
I'm saying to the extent of you ain't gotta do all that, but like I feel like that's just basic household duties. Yeah,
But
do
it should be,
laundry.
split. It shouldn't be a assigned
man,
gender role thing. And in this case, that's what it seems like.
Maybe
first
she
off, if
enjoys
she
doing
is
laundry.
doing that, thank you. That's exactly what I was about to get at. If you enjoy doing those things, continue doing those things. Nobody is saying anything is wrong with that. She definitely said that's what she wanted to do.
She said sometimes it can be draining in her interview. She said it can be draining.
She
I
said
wonder
love.
why.
She said love is her superpower.
You know what that
Loving on
sounds like?
people is her superpower. That's what she
Codependency.
said.
That's what that sounds like. Codependency.
You gonna break it down a little bit more?
Codependency. You're feeding off of another person. You need them in a sense. Like she needs to feel needed, so that's why she's making lunches and rubbing his back. That's the part that really throws me off. The lunch thing, not too much. I can get leftovers.
My mother used to rub my back to sleep as a child when I wasn't feeling well. That is, I'm not about to do that for no grown ass man.
Right.
Not every once in a while, we cuddling this, babe, but not for you to fall asleep. Not, I know that you've fallen asleep because I recognize your breathing pattern has changed.
Correct. And I'm sorry, but the only men that have ever told me that I was their piece was definitely not mine. So that whole mindset of like his rest is my joy, that feels very robotic to me. I don't believe that there's any person that is doing something without assuming they're going to get something in return. And like Craig said, it must be the bag.
Come on, man.
Huh?
Come on. I'm pretty sure she ain't. If she dating Cam Newton, she ain't date. That's the caliber of all the dudes she's been with, right? And so you're doing that with the expectation of living a certain lifestyle. It's like you can't live that lifestyle for free. I don't know who she is, if she work or not, but like you still are enjoying these benefits that are directly coming from me as the provider. So, that just might be give and take in her eyes, And even if you go back, like I said, to like our grandmothers or great grandmothers or women back in the old days, naturally men assumed the role of the provider, and then the woman was the person who stayed at home, person who took care of the kids and who did all that. So in a sense it was like, okay, I'm going out here to provide for you, so at the least of these things you can do is X, Y, and Z, take care of home. That could be the idea. That could be what her mindset behind it.
That's fine to me if this is y'all understanding and this is what we've agreed upon. Okay, cool. For me, the
Mm-hmm.
extra, I don't know if I can get past the I'm rubbing his back to sleep, and I think I keep getting hooked on that because if I'm going to, she said, mention like, seeing him happy brings me joy, and I get that wholeheartedly. Like, I want to see joy in my partner, and knowing that some of that joy has come from my presence, from what I'm doing, I'm here for it. I'm just not about to rub your back every fucking, I mean, every day. I'm not
Oh,
rubbing
you
your back
good?
every
You
night.
good?
You good.
Yeah, but
Every night.
like I said, if this is what we agree upon and we both on the same page with this, and I know what I'm bringing, you know what you're bringing, and we cool with it, that's like, do y'all. That's not for me, but if
Man,
that
listen,
if
more
your
women
gal
need
want
to
to rub your back
submit like
every
that.
night, Craig, then listen, let her rub your back, enjoy it,
Mo,
because if she giving, receive.
you know what? A lot of women can take a note or two from her. You know what I'm saying?
I have yet to see a successful long-term marriage where the woman was just completely submitting to the man. I have yet to see that. And I mean personally. I'm not talking about the things people say on social media for clicks.
I definitely have seen that.
I have
I've
not.
seen it.
I
Matter of
Hey,
definitely
fact,
ain't that
seen that.
right, Clarence? Big dog, so you need a back rubber.
Oh,
I could not.
exactly. I'm out here working in this hot ass sun. The least of the things you could do is rub these toes and feet in my back when I
Whoa,
get out.
whoa,
So do you
That's an
expect that?
escalation. I'll rub your back, but I'm not rubbing your toes and feet. Like your back
You
ain't
gotta
one toy.
have
I'm
Okay,
you
not
gotta
then
have
rubbing
just the
your
back.
nice
toes and
All
feet,
right,
to
dog.
rub your
just rub
feet.
my back then.
But
He
if
said all
okay,
these
but if
toes.
you're expecting a back rubber, does that mean that does she also have a career, or is she a stay-at-home wife, mom, whatever?
Come on, you know what? It's what you pay for that life.
I'm
That's your
talking about for
job.
y'all. No. I'm not talking about Cam Newton. We're removed from them. I'm talking about regular people. Does this woman have a career, or is she in the house?
She in the house. She got a roof over her head. She got cool air coming through. She home taken care of.
So she's a child.
No, she's a stay-at-home mom.
Mhm.
Oh Lord. Oh,
Justin, you giggling.
She a
I'm
stay-at-home
rolling.
mom.
Hey, Craig over there got me dying.
No,
All
I
I'm
mean
saying,
I'm just
yeah,
right.
no, I understand what you're saying. There's a house, this, that, and the third. But I'm saying everybody's relationship is different.
Not everybody, Justin. Does Justin
Justin,
expect to have a back rubber chef maid and she has a career? Do you expect that?
I expect it. I mean, I wouldn't say I expect it.
Okay.
Would it be nice? Of course. Of course.
But in today's age, women, you're not gonna get that.
I
Why
mean, no,
should
there
you?
are some of them. There are some
No,
of them
I'm
out
just,
there
I'm
now. I
just.
will say that
I
they
mean, I
are out
think
there.
like the independent woman, and like that, mind. I mean, yeah, come on, man. I mean, that to me gives me our parents' generations or like their parents' generation. Like, you're not finding that in today's women because in their mindset, I can go out and get a bag too. Why I'm worried on a nigga about this and that? So like,
We keep bringing up these previous generations, like acting as if women had options. They were submissive. They were in the house because that
Thank
was the
you.
only option for them. They
Thank you.
wasn't like, oh, I want to stay at home and take care of my man. I want to cater to him. No, she couldn't go out and work. She couldn't bring home no bacon.
okay, so that's what I'm saying. In today's generation, you're not gonna find that in a woman because a woman has the mindset of I can support myself. I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like
I can do
I
that
don't
all
need a
by
man for
myself.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not likely for you to even think in your mind that you're gonna get that nowadays. You're not.
I just want us to get away from that comparison
Yeah.
because
Old
the
back in the day.
the playing field wasn't the same. So stop comparing this generation to that generation when the options weren't there.
That's true, but you still have women who are raised by a woman who was like that. So in their mind, they are being told, "Hey, this is what you got to do to keep up." You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's
Yeah.
being
Tell him,
told
Craig,
to
you want
them.
a back rubber.
So are you saying that you feel like women are raised to be wives in a sense? But
It
why are y'all
depends on
not
who your
raised to
mama
be?
is. It
Huh?
depends on who your mama is.
Okay. But are men raised to
King.C4
be
said
husbands?
traditional women. Traditional women.
It depends on who your dad is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like 9 times out of 10, women, well, girls are taught that you're validated through your relationships to other people, not necessarily who you are as a person. That's how I feel. So I feel like girls are raised on how to be a good woman, whatever that means. But I don't know that men are raised to be good husbands. And yet y'all expect all like this laundry list of things to do plus having a career of your own. And I don't understand that.
You keep saying this, y'all, like everybody under the
As a
sun.
collective, that doesn't mean you and Craig. It means as a collective, I do not believe that men are raised on how to be good husbands. I don't. I don't. Now you can prove me otherwise.
No. We're gonna keep this rolling. So what I'm saying is you saying that men are not being brought up to be great husbands. So would you say the same is for women not being brought up to be great wives?
I asked that question in response to Craig saying that moms are teaching their daughters like this is how you do it. This is how you keep your man happy, sort of deal. That's why I asked that question.
Okay, word. So that's
so
a better
no, well,
understanding.
okay. To that point, Daisha, yeah. I mean, again, I feel like it depends on to what extent, right? Because, you know, for me, like, my dad was the provider. Like, I saw my dad work. I saw my dad work 2 jobs like his whole damn life, and like but my mom worked too. But in my mindset, I know as a man, you are supposed to be the provider. Like, that is, you know, like, that's what I saw, and that's in my mind a big part of assuming that position is knowing like that's what you're supposed to do. That's one thing you're supposed to do. So I mean, maybe like not in the verbal sense of saying, hey, you got to, you know, do this and that, but like seeing it, I feel like for me, yeah, that's what I saw.
I do feel like
And I think I saw the opposite. Sorry. I was going to say
oh
I
no.
saw nothing but alpha women, I guess, in a sense, in my family where they were the breadwinners of their household. Even if their husbands worked, they made much more than their husbands did. And decisions were not just made by the husband. It was a mutual, they were partners. That wasn't her daddy. And I think that's why in my mind, when people are like, you need to submit, it leaves a nasty taste in my mouth because it makes me feel like I'm now a child and you're telling me what to do when we both grown.
Well, the Bible says women submit to your husband, don't
The Bible says a lot of things. And
Yeah, I
and
mean,
people seem to cherry
hold up,
pick the
Daisha.
things
Hold
that
up.
they seem to like. I'm just
Whoa.
saying.
Craig, it's okay. Craig's
Go
not
ahead.
lying. You
Huh?
not wrong.
I
It
didn't say it
it
was
says a
wrong.
little bit. Oh, I know. I'm
Oh.
saying that everybody is correct because there is a little bit more that's before that when it's saying that the man should do something along the same lines
yeah.
before that line that everybody brings up. So I just want to make that known. It really definitely is out there for both sides to do a little something on both
Absolutely.
ends. But yeah, I mean, I feel as if though men are just falling into the stuff that they see like visually growing up, as far as like not there are a lot of people that don't have like mentors, I would say, or like father figures to see how to be a great husband. So I will say that yeah, there are men out there that are definitely falling short of learning how to be a great husband or just to be a great person in general. But that's what a lot of people, because people are still trying to, and you're gonna say this is a cop out or whatever, but it's whatever. I'm gonna say it. People are still trying to figure themselves out, learn to express their feelings, because that is a major issue in the male community and a very huge issue in the black male you know what I'm saying? But black males, that's a huge issue. Like expressing yourself, being able to be emotionally and socially aware of what goes on. Because you got to think about it. It wasn't too long ago when you had people making fun of the person that didn't talk a lot when they were in a setting or an arena, no matter where they were, didn't want to talk, couldn't figure out what was wrong with them. It's called weird.
Yeah.
Whole time they battling demons. Ain't nobody know what's going on. They're
Yeah.
weird kids. Something wrong with them. Now all of a sudden we have, all the stuff going on now that we can be more aware of what's going on. But it doesn't mean either that people are going to take the tools that are presented to them. So
No,
with that,
yeah.
I do agree with you when you do say that there are a lot of men out here that are not being able to be raised to be, say, great husbands.
Well,
I do
and I
I
think
do feel
too,
the
Jeff,
same way with women too.
and
Aren't being raised to be great wives either.
I mean, I
Because
think it's to
everybody
that
want to be on
point too as
OnlyFans.
well.
Everybody want to shake something on the gram. And it's
That
like, everything on the gram.
You can't shake a
absolutely,
loaf and be a good wife.
That's not what I said.
you can't.
That's what
That's
you
exactly
alluded
what
to.
you said. That's
You
Right.
can't.
exactly what
Right.
you said.
No. So what I was gonna say is like I think too as well, like especially with the generation who grew up like in the primal building of like social media, um, like I think those are gonna be the ones that are gonna be fucked up more because you know, I a lot of them just
You
talk to
lying.
this. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know how to socialize. They don't know how to hold a conversation. And then you go like it's just like those are the weird ones. Okay, not to call them weird, but like to
Nah,
me,
go ahead,
I
proceed. Ain't no
definitely
do
did.
overs
But
now.
I'm
We in
just
this whole
saying, like,
live because
I
of
feel
dates, so ain't
like
no do overs.
They haven't
those
been
are the ones.
socialized.
Yeah, like they and when it comes to expressing themselves or when it comes to just being sociable, like everything is done with this. I mean, you sitting there literally. I mean, that's us right now. We sitting here literally talking to a phone, but we talking to each other. But I don't know. I just feel like we may like our generation. You know, we got some shit, but like their generation right there, they really gonna have a lot of shit to
I
deal with.
don't know because I feel like this newer generation has like this level of emotional understanding that we didn't necessarily have. Emotional IQ wasn't a thing growing up. It's so many after school programs and just classes in general that focuses on that now. They get like mental health days from school. So
Boy, I wish
I
I
don't
had
know.
that,
They
boy.
might be slightly
Man,
better
them
in
Right
that.
on,
niggas,
In that
right on test day, boy. I
they
ain't
be
feeling
right
it.
there on
Can't do it.
TikTok on them emotional health days. They don't be sitting nowhere talking to nobody about that.
But at least it's available. I mean, I think you got to take the good with the bad. Like, yes, they definitely are not as socialized. They're awkward when it comes to like being out and starting a conversation. But on the flip side, once they get past that awkwardness, they know how to have actual intimate relationships outside of the physical. I would
So,
think.
I
but
still
wouldn't that
stand
hurt
on
them when
it
they got to have those
matters.
hard conversations?
I didn't
I
hear
don't
you.
know. I just think like you model what you see. If you never see that, you never will do that. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna say never, but it is extremely hard, and you have to be very intentional in doing introspective work in order to be that communicator, to be that to show that vulnerability. If you've never seen that, that takes a person saying, "Okay, I see these are issues I have, and I'm going to intentionally work towards that." But if you've never seen that, I mean, you're not going to model that. Like it just does not add up to me. And that's from a personal perspective. I feel like that's something that like you have to be intentional about. If you notice these things, then like, okay, I notice that this is an issue in relationships. So with me doing self work, this is something that I have to work on, and I have to take steps to do that. So I don't know. I just think like that modeling aspect, like you do what you see. You know, they always said it as with babies, they're gonna do just what you do, or they're gonna say just what you say. Yeah, and if you never see somebody being emotional, then how do you even know how to be emotional, or how to, share your thoughts or express your feelings until you get to an adult state where you're like, all right, there's some shit I got to work on, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you never mature to that level, then shit, you're gonna be like these grown ass adults who are kids running around out here who can't express themselves.
I agree. I think that if you don't practice something, then you're not going to learn how to do it. But I think to Raquel's point, the school systems are making it their job to introduce them on how to have those conversations. So like in Atlanta, they have a curriculum that has to be taught district wide, on how to identify how you feel and why, and then how to have conversations with other people. And that's from kindergarten through 12th. That did not exist when I was in school.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think them simply just having that alone puts
Yeah.
them above the curve.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that for sure. Nice.
You had something to add?
I mean, I just feel as if though, I mean, there's definitely a lot of parameters that are put in place to help you become socially aware. But at what point, when does that hurt the growth of somebody being able to handle a situation that may be of high intensity or a high, you know what I'm saying? Like a high pressure situation with stuff like that. Like at some point, I understand why they're being put in place, like mental health days, you trying to figure out, you know, what's wrong with you and take the time to figure that stuff out. But when is that stop? I know you said it's like from, you know, grade or K to 12, you know, 12th
Yeah.
grade or whatnot, but isn't that hurting the kids nowadays in some aspect?
What do you mean?
I feel as if though, me personally, I'll start off. I'm just saying I feel as if though it hurts them when it comes to them dealing with high pressure situations because you may not know how you feel at the time. You may be more prone to react, but since this new system is being put in place, you're more likely to harbor how you feel and still try to figure out how you feel and work through it, is what I'm saying, versus what I'm trying to say is basically that. Yeah, I know I'm talking myself out of what I'm trying to say. What I'm getting at is there are a lot of mental health days being put in place that you would say, oh, I need a mental health day, something's wrong with me mentally, when there's nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You just don't feel like doing it. I feel as if though it may be making this generation a little bit lazier than the generation before. Just because you feel like, oh yeah, I don't feel like doing it, I'm gonna take a mental health day. Even if you go see that professional, then they tell you like what's wrong, and you tell them it's just like this is something you possibly could have just worked through. You understand what I'm saying?
When you say
I
you
hear
don't,
you. Go ahead, Raquel.
I'm just trying to get clarification. When you say you don't feel like doing it, are we talking to like I don't feel like dealing with this situation that's causing me potential stress, or I don't feel like doing my homework? Like, what are you saying in reference? Like, what are you referring to?
I'm just saying in general, but I'll give a situation in particular. So, say for instance, you got a test coming up specifically. You know, you've been so-called studying for it. You want to pass it, right? So, boom, it's test day. Oh no, I can't do it. I need a mental health day. Or
Nigga,
boom,
just being
oh you
lazy.
got finals coming up. You like, yo, I gotta pass these or I can't graduate. My mama gonna go crazy on me. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Now it's time. I need a mental health day. We got to reschedule that. So you know what I'm saying? Like at some
So, do
point,
they reschedule it? Do they do it eventually? Like, does it get done?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It
They would
depends on how
have
many
to
mental
because
health
it's
days
stress.
you got. Depends on how many mental health days you got. You can keep putting it
Well,
off till the
yeah.
days run out.
Not in that aspect. If I got exam that I need to take in order to pass this grade or pass this class, ain't but so much putting off I can do before I'm actually failing.
Yeah.
So I don't there's I don't feel like people are using mental health days as a cop out from doing schoolwork, and that's not the purpose of it. So if they're genuinely taking it to work on their mental health, and I don't think that's harming them in their future. Like they're saying, I can't deal with this in this moment. Let me step back. Let me refocus. Figure out what it is that I need to do with myself so that I can accomplish this task. But I don't. But we're that's totally different than someone that's like, oh, I don't want to take this test. Let me
Yeah.
use this excuse to
It's
let me
lazy.
call in sick for the day. Like that's different.
I also
Well,
want to add that that's why you have school social workers and you have guidance counselors and psychiatrists in the school itself, so that when you have certain kids that are struggling mentally, they have check-ins with those people so that if they need to take said mental health day, they can say, oh yeah, she spoke to Miss Dacia and Miss Dacia agrees she needs a moment. That's not to say that they ain't some slick kids out there like, yeah, I'm gonna take that mental health day. Of course that happens.
mhm.
But I feel like those are probably the outliers to the kids who are really struggling. Because since the pandemic, there was a kid on my caseload who would have panic attacks once he got to the steps of the school because they had been out of school for so long. So, like, these kids are struggling for real. And again, you have your knuckleheads who will do what they're not supposed to do, but I think the majority of them, they need it.
Okay, so you feel as if though it's doing more good than bad, then of course.
Personally, yes.
Well, and I think too as well, like we, and I say we because I didn't get mental health days. We didn't get those days built into as well. It produces a generation or society that constantly is moving. You think if you're not just constantly doing something, like you slacking, like damn, I'm not doing what I need to be doing, but in a sense, that's breaking you down. So like I can appreciate those mental health days. I can appreciate those things. 'Cause I mean, even as an adult, it's just like I literally sometimes just like I'm not doing nothing today. Like, and it's hard to not do nothing because in my head I'm just thinking, bro, like,
You
man,
wired. You
you know what I'm
wired
saying?
to be
Like,
like,
you can't
you
even
supposed
turn
to
your
work through
mind
that.
off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like I sometimes I really do, and I mean I'm a busy person, but like I have to build in those days to where I'm just like, bro, I really am just chilling on the couch today, and I'm not gonna feel guilty about it, and I'm not gonna like. I'm just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But like, so I can appreciate that because, you know, otherwise you just build a society to where you just think you got to be on the go 24/7. If you're not on the go, you're not doing nothing. You slacking. You like, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it's like, bro, my mental health is real. You know what I'm saying? It's and I got to take care of it and I got to protect that. So like, I can agree with you on that, Dash. I think those are things that we have to do more of, and especially in our community, like. Yeah, man, you got to do that. You got to take that
Yeah.
time.
I feel
Justin?
like it's a great segue to talk about how everybody's calling this time period the Great Resignation. A lot of people are quitting their jobs because they don't feel as if though, you know, it's
I just quit my job.
it's a
That's my
meeting or leave.
life.
It's just like it's something crazy. Like it's
Yes, they
crazy the amount
told
of
y'all to
people are
quit their
quitting.
job and they dropping like flies around here, boy.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it has anything to do with mental health, or you just think people have had enough of
I quit a
the
job.
conditions, or
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think mental health plays a role in that because you realize, like, are they taking advantage of me? Am I happy here? Do I feel
Heck
like there is
yeah.
some type of fulfillment? Is there passion? But that comes with like self-realization, which is a part of this whole mental health thing. So yeah, I'm here for it. Like whatever, if it don't make you happy and it causes all this stress in your life, bro, let that shit go. All
so
of
what
it.
Yeah.
happened to
That's with everything.
Raquel? Well, what happened to if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense? What happened to that?
Nah, you got to make
I ain't
smart
never say that.
dollars. Nah, I feel like too is like I saw somebody say you could die tomorrow. They're gonna have your job posted before you have your funeral. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yo,
maybe that's a bit of an over exaggeration, but it's not
no,
too
it ain't.
much of exaggeration because it's about bottom line. It's about dollars, and I think people are more aware of. Like I've seen a post somewhere. It was like you're really rich when you can work. You know, like when you can do work like in the comfort of wherever you want to do that work from. You don't have no certain like constraints around. You got to be in this building at this time. You got to such and such. I mean, that's a militant life in a sense, you know. And so I just think like people and like again, people getting rich from this thing right here. So it's like, why would I go
Yeah.
into a building when I can be an influencer or get an OnlyFans? I mean, do what you do, whatever the case may be. But I'm just saying, like the sense of freedom. I think more millionaires were made during the pandemic than there ever had been in the United States. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jason, did you have something you wanted to say on that?
No, I just said that I had to leave a job recently, and I felt a lot of guilt about that. So I work for the school district, meaning I'm on the district schedule. So when the kids get out for the summer, I am out for the summer. And I thought during the summertime, I could get another job because I'm going to get my same paycheck. Why not work another job and have money added to that? Well, I
Yeah.
started that other job and realized that they were requiring a lot of me, much more than I had bargained for. And I deal with anxiety. I feel like I've talked about that on the podcast, but it was not working for me. So I had to go ahead and let that go for my own mental well-being. And I have not regretted it. Like I said, it was guilt because I've worked with them for so long, but at the end of the day, I have to look out for myself because I have to return to the district after the summer, and I want to return renewed,
Renewed.
not
Yeah.
like stressed out, and so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but everybody can't be the boss. Somebody got to be the consumer. Everybody trying to be an entrepreneur. Somebody got to buy. Somebody got to work.
Everyone doesn't have to be an entrepreneur, but there should be balance. there should be balance. And I know the way gas prices are looking, groceries are looking, people are working to pay bills at this point. You can't really even enjoy yourself. So I don't think it's worth it.
And just because I'm working for a company doesn't mean that I'm not happy at that company. Like there's several people, there's plenty of organizations that have healthy workplaces. Like I'm valued. I know my worth. They know my worth. They give me my worth. So I don't have to necessarily work for myself to be happy in my workplace. So everybody ain't got to be an entrepreneur.
Agreed. Jesse, you had something else to add?
Oh no, everybody answered everything immaculately. It was beautiful.
All right.
You,
So we've gone from emotional homosexuality to submission to the recession. We've been all over the place today. But thank you, Craig and Raquel, for joining us tonight. I have been Daisha D.
and I've been Jay Stan.
Join
I'm
us.
CeeLo Green. I just want a little nickname too.
Yes.
Look
yes,
at Clarence.
yes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Say
I'm
it.
saying,
Say it. Say it
go
out loud.
wild.
Huh?
Don't follow him up. Don't do that.
I know your man.
Well, and if you did not catch the live, we're going to save it to our page so you can go rewatch it. Try to skip past the first 5 minutes with little technical difficulties. It gets better. It gets better.
Yeah, and most definitely, remember to go on the YouTube page. We have a bunch of different episodes. We have the latest one that we had last recorded was dealing with zodiac signs. For some of you that have been, on the fence about learning a little bit more, you should definitely check it out. We definitely have an episode with Raquel and Craig that you need to go and check out on the YouTube page. I'm telling you, it's fire. It's fire.
Note, y'all's TikTok clip has over like 1,500 views from that one episode.
It took off.
Yeah.
It's going crazy on TikTok.
So yes, I'm going to save this to the page. Y'all can go out to our YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts to listen, watch us, and we'll see you again sometime next week.
Most def. Thank you.